yeah. It's a second date on this trip for our pair of antiques lovers, Mrs. Natasha Raskin-Sharp and Charles Hanson.
Does that look the part, or does that look the part?
So far, while one-time law student Natasha has been all about the age of reason, for detectorist Charles,
A hand axe, where's that?
it's been more about the Stone Age.
Charles, you are Homo sapiens. You are the most knowledgeable man in the car because you're in front.
Having begun with £200, Natasha's hopes were dashed at auction, leaving her with £187.40p. Charles started with the same amount, and his success under the hammer in Carlisle gives him a new budget of £220.30.
I feel refreshed. I feel with the roof down, the sun shining. You don't even have a jacket on.
Your jacket almost reminds me of Mary Poppins.
Oh, Mary
I
Poppins.
almost feel I'm on a jolly holiday with Mary. Seriously.
Natasha and Charles started their jolly jaunt in Girvan on the Firth of Clyde and are travelling south, meandering through the peaks and the northwest before crossing the Welsh border to their final auction in Mold. Our dynamic duo are starting today in Derbyshire, veering off to Staffordshire before setting course east for auction in lovely Lincoln.
Welcome to Mecca. What are you giggling at? Welcome to what people might call home. Where the heart is.
Home.
Home is where the heart. Hello.
Sorry.
Lordy, easy on our lovely 1969 Morris Minor.
Don't forget, I suppose, your Scottish ancestry. You know, we had the Bonnie Prince Charlie.
Oh,
but you are now that Bonnie Princess. You came as far as Derbyshire and you went home. You went home, but don't go home. Stay with me, okay?
I won't turn back.
No, there's no turning back. Maybe the Scottish flag will fly today. Onwards to the Airwash Canal to drop off the old enemy.
The loch is beautiful, isn't it?
Beautiful.
I might go over the bridge of troubled water.
Well, be careful.
Take me there. Bye. Drive carefully.
Ready, steady, go! What is he on?
Hello, upstairs. Thank you very much. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank
Charles
you. How are you?
Hanson.
Nice to meet you, Charles.
Out of breath. I've been running all
Have
the
you?
way from Airwash Canal from the lock
Oh.
all the way to here.
Oh, it's lovely down the canal, isn't it?
Trying to keep fit.
While Charles gets his puff back, what can Christina tempt him with?
This, I think, is quite interesting. This has just come in, actually.
A dragon.
What they call a dragon horse or a long mar. Maybe he'll give you some luck for today.
I'm going to breathe in his fire. Breathe in the fire. I need it after a long run. So I'm looking at him, looking at you, and actually, you know, you're quite similar in colour scheme as well. So maybe you'll both bring me good luck today.
Hopefully.
Fine. May I just look in this cabinet here, 13?
Certainly, yes.
I like a flaming dragon coming over, but, you know, for the right reasons. I mean, it's just amazing what money can buy. This apparently was found in the River Thames, and it's a genuine 14th century ring. And when you wear a ring from the 14th century and you say, I will, and you will, and you think, which person wore this ring? And what affection, what love did it hold back in around 1350?
It's one of a pair.
That ring is quite sweet. And that one does also say 14th century Thames find as well. One is priced at £12, one is priced at 10. Best price could be?
I can do the two of them for 20.
20. Christine, it's almost a match made in heaven. There's my ring, and there's your ring. It's almost rude not to. So I will say I will.
Okay.
I will.
Yours, Charles, to have and to hold. Does anything else here take your fancy?
I kid you not, if I took a picture of this, I bet Natasha would love to wear that.
Wonder if she's thinking of you too, Charles. She's actually off to Castle Donington, a historic village named in the Domesday Book. Though it may have long since lost its castle, there may be old treasure in Donington at Natasha's first shop, once removed.
Good morning, you must be Philip.
Yes, pleased to meet you.
Hi, I'm Tasha. Lovely to meet you.
Ooh, looks like she means business.
What did well for Charles yesterday was the macabre. It was his bloodletting life, and that is just not the kind of thing I'm into. We want something different, something Charles will be envious of. Oh, but Charles has done it all. He's seen everything already.
Nil desperandum. You can still teach him a thing or two, girl.
One thing I love is this right here, this child's desk. Does this not evoke an era? I think it's probably 1930s or 40s. I think it's quite early because actually it's lovely in its style. The chair, which flips up, nicely stacked away, because of course in the 30s and 40s it was all about discipline and order. It's got real strict school, the 3 R's sort of feel to it. You've got the little bits of graffiti that have been scraped into the top here. Someone's written Bamquist, someone's weird nickname, or some sort of terrible Latin joke. And what else have we got here? We've got Gove. Maybe this was Michael Gove's chair.
Maybe.
It's a gorgeous thing. And you know, I think they're actually quite trendy at the moment. So it could be a goer. But of course, we've got to see what else is in here. This is just the start of Once Removed.
Yes, miss. The lesson is to keep looking. And Charles isn't skiving over at Sandyacre.
Isn't that lovely? A very nice Indian silver parasol handle. The market at the moment for silver is particularly strong for colonial silver, Burmese silver, Ceylon silver, Indian silver of the late 19th century. And this parasol handle is beautifully embossed with scenes of animals, paddy fields, with some lovely little dirt in the crevices. That's a sure sign this object is a good antique.
Time to chat once more with Christina.
I like this parasol handle.
It's rather beautiful.
Is it yours?
It's not mine, no. It's one of my dealers, Steve.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
The ticket price is £60. Time to call Steve.
Hello, Steve. I think hand on heart, I'd want to pay about £40. It can stay here, it's no problem. There's got to be a margin in it for you. Thanks, Steve. All the best to you. Bye. Bye.
It's a deal at £40.
I'll take my cane in hand. I might even put my rings on because it's nice to walk out thinking I'm a 14th century bishop.
Don't get them stuck. I thought one was mine.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, we're divorcing now, and that's life. Take care.
All right.
Give us a kiss. Bye, Steve. Take care.
Lovely to meet you.
All the best to you. See you.
luck.
Thank you very much, Christina. Bye.
You're welcome.
Well, he's pleased with himself. But what about Natasha over in Castle Donington?
So here we've got a real bit of old-fashioned taste, don't we? This is a nice Scottish Glen by the looks of things. We've got some maple, a bit of teak. We've got some walnut by the looks of things.
Yes, it's a vintage marquetry tray by Mackintosh of Kirkcaldy. Price, £15.
It makes me think of ironic, trendy bars who are saying, you know, oh, look, our bar's so cool, we hang on purpose, kind of ugly stuff. And it falls into that category of ugly but beautiful, as they say in Italian, brutte ma buone. I think it is lovely.
Ugly, but beautiful indeed.
This is much more my speed.
Ah, now this is Bella.
My true passion in life is art, particularly contemporary art, but it all starts somewhere, doesn't it? It all starts hundreds of years ago, with thousands of years ago, with marks on the wall. And as we progress in art, we move away from iconography. It all started off with religious artwork, didn't it? And this isn't religious subject matter. This is social realism. This is just a lady looking down, gazing. Almost looks like she's in mourning, but she's not, because of course she's so colourfully dressed. This is not an exact representation of how that lady looked. This is the artist's response to how that lady looked. And I can say that he or she was very touched by the beauty of this woman who's just taking a moment to reflect on how chic she looks.
The portrait is priced at £70 and the desk at £75.
What could be your base price for
On
the two?
both of them?
On both of them.
95 for the both.
What if for £100 you threw in the Macintosh marquetry?
Ah, right. Yes.
3 things?
No,
Shall we go for it?
I'm happy with that, if you're happy. Yeah,
Philip!
Thanks very much.
Let's do it!
So that's £52 for the desk, 43 for the portrait and £5 for the tray. Done. In the meanwhile, Charles has made his way to Burton-on-Trent, where they've been turning all that H2O into beer for centuries. Just the right place then for the National Brewery Centre, where our guide is Nikki Harvey.
So, Nikki, tell me, how long has beer been brewed on the site for?
In Burton-on-Trent for over 1,000 years. It started with the monks at
amazing.
Burton Abbey. William Bass established his first brewery in 1777.
So that's
When he won-
250 years
he
ago.
won £500 on a gamble, and he used that money to set up his first brewery.
William Bass discovered that the water in Burton is full of magnesium and calcium sulfates, which create a distinctive brew.
Can you tell the difference between normal water and this water?
You can within the beer itself. You can
me
it
just try
gives
and
it
smell.
a cleaner taste.
Should anything be coming out and my...
You get the sulphurous smell.
I can smell that.
It doesn't smell very pleasant.
No, it doesn't. So this sulphuric water, Nikki, was obviously fundamental to what came next in the history of
Yeah.
brewing in Burton.
We've got a traditional darker brew just here, traditionally a stout, very popular in the 19th century. But this type of beer didn't travel well, it didn't keep in the heat. But this one here, the India Pale Ale, that was absolutely perfect for sending over to the troops during the Empire years to quench their thirst. It lasted the journey, it kept in the hot climates, and that was due to it being a lighter brew, preserving it by adding a high quantity of hops. Hops are antiseptic, and that's the beer that put Burton on the map.
And by the end of the 19th century, Bass was the biggest brewing company in the world, producing 1 million barrels a year and shipping it across the globe.
So, have any other country or region tried to emulate this Burton water?
It's known as Burtonisation. It's a globally used term. So whenever a brewer replicates the quality of Burton's well water, they're Burtonising. They Burtonise in Japan.
Which has its origins right here.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
If brewing put Burton on the map, its geographical location was also key to its success. The museum has a very special resident who is a reminder of just how these barrels would have been delivered to all those thirsty customers.
Now, this is a traditional method of transport. Horses played a very important role within the brewing industry.
The reason Bass and Burton were so successful was because of the locality of the place
Yeah,
of Burton
yeah.
and also transport.
Burton saw the rise of the railway in 1839, and that provided the brewers with an effective method of delivering this beer not only locally but nationally to the ports in Hull to be distributed overseas. But before the trains, there was the horses. Do you want to climb aboard?
Are you sure?
Yeah, sure.
Well, thank you very much, Bean.
Go ahead.
A delight. Thanks
you.
ever so much,
Thank
madam.
you.
And off I go. All the success to William Bass and IPA. Over to you, horseman. Thank you, Barry. Good health. Thank you, Nikki, so much. Cheers.
Cheers!
Good health to you as well, Barry. Go round the roundabout, and we'll head out towards Derby.
Natasha's next destination is Lichfield, Dr. Johnson's city of philosophers. So what's she thinking about the day so far?
I've been quite stressed out. I think the key to this is to be a little bit more que sera, laissez-faire. What will be, don't worry so much. It's all going to be all right.
Very zen. Hopefully a fine state of mind for success at the Lichfield Antique Centre.
What treasures await me? Hello. Hi there. Good afternoon. You must be Madeline.
I am. You must be Natasha.
Quite right.
And I'm Tim. Now, time to shop. You've still got £87 and 40p to spend.
What do you buy for the person who has everything? You buy them a solid silver snooker chalk holder. But at £65, I don't know if I need it. But I tell you what, there's someone out there who's going to walk in here and say, I'm having that because it's my husband's anniversary and he has everything.
But is there anything for you?
Well, this is always a good sign, isn't it? New stock just arrived. What strikes me as the most commercial item there? The scent bottle. Let's take a closer look at it. We've got a hobnail cut design here. So this flat facet here surrounded by this very sharp, it's actually quite sharp, these facets. And then the top, well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? We have got this silver top here with the hinge, and it's repoussé. It's been pushed out to create this design here. It does have Victoria's head on there. Oh, Victoria! So we are talking late 19th century. And what a lovely thing. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that when I open this scrolling foliate lid, there's a stopper inside. And there it is. Huzzah! Little frosted glass stopper there, and that is the original one, because look at that, it fits like a glove. And it doesn't have a price. So, Madeline, perhaps you've probably heard me waxing lyrically about this scent bottle. New stock, just in,
Yes,
no
it
price
has
on it?
just come in literally half an hour before you came in.
Okay, so does it
So
owe you much?
that's why it could be a reasonable price.
Okay, so how reasonable are we talking?
48.
£48, given that there are some chips on the hobnail cut. Is that the very best? I don't want to push you too hard.
How about 42?
42. Oh, okay.
Would 32 help?
Even better, yes?
I think, let's stop beating around the bush. Should we just shake on it?
I think that's a very good idea.
Madeline, you're a
Congratulations.
Ah, the sweet smell of success. Now, what do our twosome make of the trip so far?
It is a difficult game because you're only as good as what comes into eye line, but sometimes one must dig for victory.
And you can get digging again tomorrow. For now, nighty-night. Good morning, Derbyshire. And how are our local lad and his Scots lassie today?
Home is 6 miles that way. My school is 2 miles that way.
No.
A very big welcome to the Loch of Derbyshire. Good morning, Natasha Raskinshaw.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much for having me.
Cheeky. Yesterday, Charles said,
I will.
Okay.
I will.
two medieval rings and a silver parasol handle, leaving him with £160 and 30p, while Natasha was beguiled by a portrait of a lady.
Is she not just beautiful?
A Macintosh marquetry tray, a child's desk, and a late Victorian scent bottle, leaving her with £55 and 40p for the road.
I think I'm in danger of getting into the swing of this whole road trip thing.
But you're not too comfortable in thinking you bought some quite serious gear.
I don't know.
It might blow me away.
Am I?
Lincolnshire.
Am I?
Yeah, I'm slightly nervous.
Don't worry, Charles, the day is long. There's plenty of time to catch up after you drop off Natasha in Belper.
Take care.
Thank you,
Have a
Charles.
great day.
Ta-da!
Look after yourself. Bye.
Forged in the crucible of the Industrial Revolution, the dark satanic mills of the Derwent Valley are now largely silent. But they are a World Heritage Site, and Strutt's North Mill in Belper is literally a towering achievement in the history of architecture.
Hey, good morning. You must be Trevor.
Yes, I'm Trevor.
Trevor Griffin, a volunteer guide, is going to introduce Natasha to the mill and the one-time owners, the Strutt family.
It all started with Jedediah in the middle of the 18th century, and he was a local wheelwright, but he was a very clever man, and he invented something called the Derby rib that revolutionized the way that socks were manufactured at that time.
So what was the Derby rib?
It would shape the socks to the leg rather than just being a tube, sort of Nora Batty type thing. So that basically was a big innovation. And of course, then people realized he was worth investing in. And he did build lots of mills and things down in Derby.
So tell me about the Strutt's original mill and what would life have been like for the workers there?
It had a timber frame, So it was crammed full of machines, like the one we're standing in front of. They would have been very noisy, very hot, and there was always a risk of fire.
And then, of course, the timber frame mill burns down.
Yes, in
So what happened?
1803. And so William Strutt, who was Jedediah's son, had in his mind ideas to build a new fireproof mill. And that's what he did. He built this mill, which has got an iron frame, and it's the oldest iron frame building that you can still go into in the world.
Down in the basement, this seemingly unassuming building reveals its innovative construction of 2 centuries ago.
Where is the iron? Because all I see is stone all around me.
It's running here, look, between the tops of the pillars and all the way down the basement.
Ah, so that would have been wooden.
Originally, that would have been wood. All the older mills, and even some later ones, had wooden beams here.
So this was something that had never been done before. Was iron in short supply?
The problem was that you couldn't actually cast iron in very long sections until the beginning of the 19th century. So he was able to use that new technology in order to achieve the fireproof mill. I mean, this is something that would have been considered quite unusual at the time, and people who used to come to this area to visit places like Chatsworth would also call in at Strutt's North Mill to see this great technical innovation.
So there would have been tour guides like yourself working, what, 300 years ago?
Yes, there were, but it would have been the manager in those days.
Oh, I would imagine.
Princess Victoria came round, for example, in 1837. And,
Really?
Mr. Strutt showed her around personally, yeah.
That must have been his proudest moment.
Yes, it would have been, you can imagine that.
Fantastic. So this is truly a world first. I mean, that's not an exaggeration.
No, it isn't. Of course, from here you go on to skyscrapers eventually, modern building techniques.
Now, come on, is that a bit of a stretch? That without the Strutt's Mill, we wouldn't have the Manhattan skyline?
No, because this form of construction led on to modern building construction, steel frame buildings and so on. So yes, Manhattan is started here.
No Strutt, no Manhattan.
No Strutt, no Manhattan.
And what does every skyscraper need? An elevator. Strutt thought of that too.
So it's obviously powered by electricity today, but originally it was powered by water. And although it's a modern lift, it's still in the original shaft. So this is the oldest working lift shaft in a building anywhere in the world, and it's right here in Derbyshire.
So this is the oldest lift shaft in the world?
Yes, it is.
And all I have to do is press this button.
Press the button.
And call the elevator, and you're going to let me go in there on my own?
Yes, I am.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, well, what can I say? It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Okay.
Thank you for such a great tour.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, oldest lift shaft in the world. Wish me luck.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye, Natasha. Meanwhile, Charles has headed north to Matlock to see what's on offer at Quirky Antiques, and he's accompanied by a youthful assistant.
Hello, is it Kelvin?
Hi, Charles. Nice to see you.
Matilda Hanson.
Oh,
She's
hello,
my daughter,
Matilda.
Kelvin. And I thought, being on home territory, it was quite right that she and I came out together.
Yes, indeed. Let's see if young Matilda shares her daddy's fabulously cultured taste in antiques. Like this, potty.
That's a lovely chamber pot, which is an Arthurwood example. This will date to the 1920s, 30s. A young girl would have had this, and that young girl now would be about 95 years old. But for Matilda, it's something which, again, she can carry around with her and, in some respects, almost ditch the nappies.
I doubt she'll thank you for that.
What an interesting cabinet plate. When you look very closely, you'll see the crest within this plate. 2 very peculiar bare hands holding aloft what appear to be clovers. And what I'd love to find out is who owns that coronet or motif in their family, because this plate is unmarked, but my hunch is it was made by the Minton factory in Staffordshire. The plate would date to around 1860, 1870, and at £28, it could really reveal a lot more once it's been paid for. It could be an option.
If your assistant agrees.
Time's ticking. Time is ticking. That's nice. This is a late 19th century export-made box, and I suspect this box probably is Chinese. This chinoiserie landscape of figures have been damaged here It's seen 140 years of wear. Lid comes off like so. Voila is the interior. That's how it ought to look. The segmented boxes are all beautifully gilt with pagoda scenes, with bridges and basically all complete. It's great. £48 it's priced at, maybe an option.
But what does Madam say? Yes!
Matilda, how's this? Look, it's Goebel Hummel, it's German, it's quite collectible, it's in good condition. Yes or no?
Yes, no.
You know you like quality, like Daddy, you like quality. Now, imagine feasting off that at auction. No!
Oh, dear.
You know how you always tell me you don't like wearing nappies? Look at that.
Quite right.
Now, darling, I know you love dogs, and these are the quintessential antiques you'll ever find. Doggy. No!
What does every toddler like? I think he hid that there.
Matilda, like her father, can spot a good treasure. It's a yes from me and a yes from you. Yes! Thumbs up! Thumbs up!
Hooray! The Hanson sophisticated taste wins the day.
Kelvin will take the box. It's priced at £48. What could be, Kelvin, your very best price?
£30.
Is that nod from you or thumbs up? That says it all. 2 thumbs up. And I think actually for £30, we'll take it.
Well done, Matilda. Hope it wasn't just the chocolate talking.
I think you have got a good eye. Just needs a bit more, perhaps, dedication, a bit more grit, a bit more...
Hey, Dad, don't be too critical. Meanwhile, our spinning Jenny is still in the cradle of the Industrial Revolution at Richard Arkwright's water-powered Cromford Mills and en route for her last shop with £55 and 40p in her pocket.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi, you must be David.
I am. You must be Natasha.
Yes,
Very pleased to meet you. Yeah.
So this looks like a cool place, compact but loads of stuff.
It's a bargain in every cabinet. Honest.
I'm going to hold you to that, David. Right, I'll get looking. I'll be back with you in a moment.
Okay, lovely.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Plenty to look at here. Aha, something's caught her eye.
That's so cool, isn't it, the telephone?
I found it in Spain.
Really?
I did. Yeah.
And you just had to have it?
You know, I buy 18th century pottery, but I saw that and I just had to buy it.
Art Deco, all that design.
It's so unusual though, isn't it?
Well, I can't afford your £275, so we call that tenner?
Good try.
Good try. OK, well, I'm going to keep trying over here, Dad. I'm going to keep trying over here. You know, I've got to try.
Of course you have.
Meanwhile, Matilda has returned home for a nap, and Charles is just waking up.
I feel like I'm a big great white shark hunting down that ultimate find. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Come on, Hanson.
Watch out, Natasha. He sounds dangerous.
Well, what about this? These 6 cups and saucers. Clarice Cliff, really stylish. I know they're not decorated, but I think that adds to it somehow.
The design is all in the shape, not in the pattern here.
Exactly.
Biarritz design.
And that mark is bang on for about 1933.
And do they owe you a lot?
Well, they're my wife, so I might be able to do a bit on for you know. I mean, I might be able to go.
You might be in trouble.
I might be in trouble. I probably will be. Yeah.
Oh no, trouble up mill. Let's take a closer look.
How stylish are they? Just feel them. Don't they feel good?
They are stylish,
almost
actually.
like early creamwear, aren't they?
They do border on plain a little bit, but is it the saucer that brings the edge, brings the jazz? Quality, isn't it?
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
Look at this sort of double dip here in the design. It's smart.
It is.
It's deco. Is it for me?
Is it for you?
It's totally dependent upon price. What's the best price you think you can do?
How about 45?
45 is the lowest that you can go.
How about 40?
What do you think? £40, £40. 35? Just said it, just saying.
I
Just
probably
saying.
won't get any tea tonight, but go on.
35?
Go on.
OK.
Nice work. Shame about David's tea. North to Chesterfield for Charles now. And his last shop is the highly individual Olympia House, where Sophie presides today over a large and eclectic emporium.
Right, I'm going upstairs.
And he's got £130 and 30 pence in his pocket, 2 at a time.
Antiques, where are you? One thing I do quite like is trains. And if there's one market that's really, really buoyant, it's a market for toys. Hornby, Meccano, and actually, it's not a bad lot, but it is very, very tired and play-worn. You've got enamel losses to the paintwork, a later key, beaten and quite bruised, knocks here as well. But this Flying Scotsman and the box would date to the late 30s, early 40s. £25 for a whole box of tin plate Hornby is a definite mental note.
The choo-choos do look good, but what's in this cabinet? Militario? Could be interesting.
It's quite moving, quite emotive, seeing these objects, because you just wonder who, what and where, and did those people survive who owned them. There is this war medal, which is here, and that is a 1914-18 standard issue British War Medal. There is the regiment number. It was awarded to Private H. Poynton of the Royal Fusiliers. Then you've got the pocket watch, which to me is certainly World War I issue. Then we've also got what appears to be a cap badge, which is St John Ambulance Brigade. So here we are, looking after our injured. And then finally, on the other side, in both World Wars, but this is World War II, that appears, as per description, to be a German bush officer's marching compass. What I might be tempted to do is to go to auction with some sentiment, go to auction perhaps with a victory, and very much remember these fallen heroes.
Total ticket price for the 4 is £75. Sophie?
What could be the best price? Whisper to me. 60 £60. OK, I'll do it. That's done it. The Hornby is priced at £25. What could be the best price on that box?
Not too much, because Hornby, you know, it's worth £25.
Right, OK.
So the lowest on that would be 20.
OK, fine.
Time for some strategic thinking.
I love the medals. I love the group, but I've also got to be sensible in my own financial mind. So I'll take the Hornby and say thank you for £20, and I'm going sold. Thank you very much.
So, regretfully, a last post for those relics of war, but full steam ahead for a rather battered Flying Scotsman.
Dare I say, it's almost been picture perfect. You and I, caught in time, on the great lanes of Derbyshire.
Charles, your way with words is the best.
Happy days then, and time for some shut-eye. The sun is shining this morning in Lincoln, where the Minster was once the tallest building in the world.
What lies ahead, Charles?
Can't wait.
Are you nervous?
Oh, I'm never nervous. But ladies first.
But you are a gentleman. Thank you.
Today, the end of a quest for quality antiques, which began in Derbyshire and wandered into Staffordshire before turning northeastwards to Lincoln, where unique auctions are our hosts. Looks like an excellent array. Let's hope the yellow bellies, people from Lincolnshire to you and me, are ready to spend. Natasha spent £167 on 5 lots, while Charles has 4 lots, which cost him a total of £110. So what do they make of each other's purchases?
So here are Charles' medieval rings, 14th century, or so he says. And without provenance, is anyone actually going to pay over £20 for these? I don't think so.
So much for I do.
The desk is almost the antique of yesterday. Who wants these desks today? They're a bit archaic. I quite like it. It's got a nice colour about it. And I can see on the lid here, it does read very indistinctly, I love less. And for me, less is good today.
Think that might be Les, Charles. perhaps old school pal of Michael Gove's. Before he gets going with his gavel, what does auctioneer Terence Woodcock think of our pair's purchases?
I like the train. Very, very sought after, anything to do with trains. Sadly, it has seen better days, but people will buy it. I like the portrait. Very desirable lady, very, very clean, very good condition. That is a speculative lot. I like all the lots. I think they're all good.
Well, that's encouraging. Come on, guys, take your seats. First up, Natasha's late Victorian cut glass scent bottle.
I had a commission at 30. We're right up to 45. Now I'll take
profit.
50.
You watch.
At 45, 50, 55, 65. I've got the lady at 65. 70. You're all out now.
I can't handle it, I can't handle it.
Watch, you watch. Go one more. I can
At
see it.
75, the gentleman's back in. At 75 now. 75 I've got at the back, it's yours and I sell.
Well done.
She's doubled the money. Great start.
I'm in trouble. No, I am. You came to my manor and you robbed me. Well done.
Can Charles's silver parasol handle do as well?
20 I've got straight in. At £20 now. At £20, come on, I've got 25, I should think so. At 30, the lady I've got still at the back. 32, new bid. 34, I should think so, everywhere. 36, at 36, 38, at 38 and £40, at 42, at 42, at £42. Have you all done?
Get
I
that
sell
hammer
now.
down, Tim.
At
It's
£42.
exotic.
Get that hammer down.
Lady has
I would say Lincolnshire found it. OK, it gave me a £2 profit after commission I've lost, but Lincolnshire came of age. I'm quite happy.
Well, as long as you're happy.
You'll be all right. You always land on your feet.
Natasha's watercolour portrait of a lady is up now.
20s come straight up on the internet. 20
You watch
now,
it
22,
roll.
and 4, and 6. At 26, I've got 28.
Come on.
It's cheap.
At 32.
It's really inexpensive.
Are you bidding?
No, I'm not. I'm in
Holding
despair.
your thoughts. Get out of here.
Come on.
34, at 34, 36, 38, and £40. 2, at 42, I'll take it, 43, at 43, I'm looking for 4 now, at 43, have you all done?
She was beautiful, but she hasn't made you a profit.
She was a rich Victorian lady, and you're a rich modern girl. And the two of you went well together. It was a great marriage, and you broke even.
Next, will the his and hers medieval rings bring lasting happiness?
It'll start me at £1.
Where are we going forward to?
Somebody, everybody. I've already
Thank you very much. Come on, come on.
Now we're up to 10,
Come on.
15. Now I'm looking for 20. At £15, I've got £15, and now I'm looking for 20. 20's on the
20
internet.
online.
At £20 now, 25 now, I should think so.
We need some
Now,
romance
30.
in Lincoln
at 25,
today.
30 I've got. At £30 now.
Crazy.
At £30, I'm looking for 5. 35 now.
rings.
At 35.
Well, I'm
at
online.
35. At 35. Have you all done at 35 and I sell?
£15 profit. How lovely.
Those rings could have walked past Henry VIII. You never
OK,
know.
Charles, that's a stretch. It's a stretch. It's quite by your head.
Natasha's wee bit of hill and glen now. The Macintosh marquetry tray.
£20 and £20.
Profit,
£20
hold on.
and 20, I'll take 5 now. At £20, 25, 25, I'll take 8. 28, 28, I'll take 30, 30,
It
I've
is
got
for
it, I'll
Lincoln.
take 2. At 32, at 32, have you all done at 32?
A £27 profit. That's what they call tray bon.
Your love for Scotland has now just wafted itself around Lincoln. Well done.
Matilda's Chinese box is next. Emptied of chocolates, of course.
I've got 10, 12, 14, 16,
Matilda.
18, 20. No, at £20 I've got there. At £20, 22, 24, 26, 28, £30, 32.
Matilda, big profit.
At
She's
32,
done it.
32, I'll
All
take
over the
4
moon.
now. At 32, I've got 34, 34, 36 in the room. At 36 now. At 38, 38 now, £40. At £40.
£40.
At 40 it is yours.
Fantastic.
At £40 have you all done. At £40 the lady goes at 40.
I'm over the moon. I can't believe it.
Come on.
Well done, Matilda, I'd say. Definitely a daddy's girl.
I don't have any babies. Am I at a disadvantage now?
Well, maybe in a couple of series. Bring your 2-year-old.
Note
with
to
you.
self. Have baby to make money on antiques. Yeah, good
Or
plan.
maybe a pet.
Tea vicar? Will there be interest in the Clarice Cliff?
At £20, 22, 24, 26, 28, £30, 32, 35, 38, 40, 45. Back in at 50, at £50, 55 still there. At 55, back still there at £60. At 60, I'll take 2 if you can help me. Please. 2. I'll do the same for you. I'll say please. 64, and I've got standing at 64. At £64, have you all done?
And Natasha notches up another nice profit.
I can't
I
believe
think
that.
that's been the headline of today.
All aboard now for the Hornby trains.
£40 comes straight in.
Come on.
At £40, at £40, at £40, I'll take 5. At £40, come on, now, it's so lovely. It's got a lot of potential. At £40, at £40, I'll take 5, but it is a maiden bid. Come on now, at £40, have you all finished? I sell to a maiden bid at 40.
Very happy.
40 it is.
Sold.
What did I tell you?
I'm
Double
very
your money.
pleased.
Double your money.
The Flying Scotsman rides again, eh? £20 profit.
Was that pure nostalgia for someone?
I think so.
Pure nostalgia.
Yeah.
And lastly, school's out for our pair, but what will Natasha's school desk fetch?
£50 straight in. At £50, come
I
on,
think
this
it's your
is cheap.
day.
55 now, you won't get one of this quality. At 55, I'm looking for 60 now. At £60 now. At 60. At £60, 65's coming.
We came to
70,
Derbyshire.
thank you. At £70, I'll take 5 now.
We're left
at
with
£70,
Luke's.
it's in the room. At £70, and I'm selling at 70. Have you all done?
Partner, well played.
I'm in shock.
Top marks, Natasha. We're ending on a profit.
Oh, closing the gap. I'm coming after you, Hanson.
Well, come on, follow me.
Let's quit while we're both
Let
ahead.
me lead.
Charles started this leg with £220.30. And, after auction costs, he made a profit of £18.74p. He carries forward £239.04. Natasha started out with £187.40p, and after showroom fees, she made a profit today of £65.88, which makes her today's head girl, with £253.28p to spend next time. Well done.
That was good.
Sun shining. Lincolnshire's been good to you.
Oh, she always is. Thanks, Charles.
On the next part of our journey, Charles is enjoying the thrill of the chase.
This lady's not for chasing, Charles.
Well, you are, because you're ahead, and it's very exciting.
But Natasha's head is turned by the competition.
It's hard to walk past this little guy.
And what will the old dog do with his bones?
Sing for yourself. In the Georgian way.
Some new couples up against some familiar faces in this afternoon's Pointless, coming next on BBC One. Later tonight at 8, a tough return to hobby for Ollie, and the past comes back to bite Matteo and Nina. But if it's more antiques you're after, flog it.